Welcome to Know the Ledge Media Last Generation's Webisodes. This is your host, the Red Pill. Peace to the family. I'm going to have my co-host, the brother Cheyenne the Liberator, come up here in a minute. First of all, welcome to one of... Alright, so I wake up this morning, I go right on the internet, getting ready for today's show, for tonight's show, tightening up my presentation. I open up my Facebook account, I got this article sitting in there. What does that say? The Moorish revival in southern Spain. What have we been talking about with the Moorish Renaissance? What is this? Is this not a Renaissance? For hundreds of years. This is News Europe. So this is basically on the wire for everyone to see. It was put out on July 22nd, 2010. For hundreds of years, North African Muslims ruled southern Spain. Now, some of their descendants are contributing to a Moorish revival that is regenerating parts of Andalusia, says the BBC's Sylvia Smith. And a significant change in the culture and economics of an important part of the city. It was the opening of a tea shop alongside the city's first neighborhood mosque that ignited the North African Renaissance in Granada, according to Said El Koufram Towton in northern Morocco. It wasn't no bloody revolution, it wasn't no movie, it wasn't no song, it was a tea shop. He and his fellow shop owners took over empty properties, breathing fresh life into a previously rundown area. Now, for the Moors that are in America that's hearing this is an example on how you have to start reviving your old areas and breathe life into it, and it will be born again. It started from a tea shop, and then they went ahead and they began investing and they rebuilt an empire. The transformation is eye-catching. Dozens of brightly covered open floor stalls set all kinds of Moroccan and Tunisian handicrafts. And the only music you will hear is Arabic, interspersed with the call to prayer. Taking advantage of low property prices, the first arrivals in the 1980s colonized the Calderian Nueva and began unwittingly to introduce a modern version of Islamic Andalusian culture. Abdul Hadi Benatia, who is a Tunisian historian as well as owning a restaurant and tea shop, claims that Islam as practiced in Granada is very close to the original tolerant religion that spread across North Africa and through most of the Iberian Peninsula from the 7th century into the 14th century. We accept our Christian neighbors and respect their traditions, he says. We didn't seek out specifically to recreate peaceful coexistence, but at times you can't help to reflect that this is exactly what has happened. An occasional imam in the neighborhood mosque, Abdul Hadi meets many of the thousands of European Muslims who come on holiday to enjoy not only the Alhambra, one of Spain's most famous landmarks, but the large new mosque built in 2002 with the funding from the Emirate of Sharjah. Alright, let's scroll down a little bit. I want to show you. They're going to give you the information, right? Hold on. They're going to give you the article, but inside the article, they're going to make sure to insert the basic. They're going to put the landmine right there. Some of the more conservative native Spaniards demonstrate an uncompromising attitude to their neighbors. We defeated the Moors and sent them packing a long time ago, says Dolores Ramirez, an office cleaner. We don't mind them being here so long as they behave themselves, but they are not in charge. This is a Spanish town. Okay? You understand? Inside of that statement lies why you in such a fucked up predicament. Because that's the mentality. And this is what it is. We don't mind them being here, so long as they behave themselves, but they are not in charge. This is a Spanish town, a Visigoth town, a Gothic town area, thanks to tasteful renovations, and some of the local Spaniards resent not being able to afford to buy. When it was affordable in the 80s, the property could have got bought back. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Who's dropping the ball? Who's mishandling the rock? We was getting money in the 80s. They said that they went up, right? They bought cheap property in the 80s. Like in Harlem when they bought brownstones for $1 in the 80s. And now they sell them for $3 million. You can't even live in Harlem if you're not getting it. Real talk. So, I mean, you know, the Alhambra is the most popular visitor attraction in Spain. But niggas on my block don't know nothing about it. So who's visiting it? You understand? Many of the Moors that I met never been to the Alhambra in Spain. So who's visiting there? You dig what I'm saying? There's no monthly trips or annual trips to go there. Why is that? But it's the most popular visitor attraction in Spain. And Spain is basically the kingdom and the empire that's responsible for the New World Order. They put in that work for Rome. Any other state could have, but they were the ones that went ahead. Spain and Portugal combined the crowns and did the work. They did the work that had to be done, so they wear the crown. So even in a town like that, the Alhambra is the most famous or the most popular visited spot. Because your story is the #1 story, the greatest story never told. Everybody knows about your story but you. That's why they laughing. Real talk. That's why they can't stand you, because you don't know. So this was my gift from the Most High. I like to say from the divine side of things, because the great divine speaks in signs. This is my gift for what we coming about embarking with the Moorish Renaissance. This is real talk. Humanity takes place. Out of chaos, you get order. So the only thing all of these debacles that have taken place is allow the empire to re-rise again. And because it's waking up in your hearts and your minds, therefore around the world, you are seeing the revival of Moorish culture. When the most famous woman in the world, Michelle Obama, Forbes said it, I didn't say it. When the most influential and famous woman in the world, Michelle Obama, goes for her summer trip on the weekend of her husband's birthday, August 4th. You dig what I'm saying? On August 4th, they go over to Andalusia. They go over to the Alhambra. They go over to Spain. And when they go to Spain, they go to the Alhambra. They don't go nowhere else. Do you feel me? So this is your president's wife. This is, remember everybody like Michelle, remember her? This is her. She went to the castle to let you know I know about. I know what's going on. So from her, she's the pyramid. She's the capstone. So start from her all the way down. You know what I mean? We got this. We're going to run through this. And we're going to come back to this article to show and prove what this is really talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is the Renaissance of the Moors taking place right now, right in front of your face. You do understand? And it's going to do what it do, irregardless of what you do. But I suggest that you get with this, especially the Moors out there. You know what I mean? I want to say peace to all of the family that has done the studying and decided that this is where it is. And show and prove. Every time I go on Facebook, it's overwhelming. The number of the family to show me that the Renaissance has taken place, that humanity is uplifting right now, irregardless of what anyone has to say. So let's get into this presentation.